everybody. Welcome to A Night with a Medium. So today's show is going to be a little bit different than I've been doing the last couple weeks, or pretty much this entire show so far. I've been listening to feedback, and, even for me, aside from the feedback, just for me, I enjoy having these guests on. I mean, the amount of people that I have lined up for the rest of the month is insane and fun, but it gives me such a short window to be able to interact with you guys. So like I said, I listened to a lot of feedback. I decided today to take the entire episode to just talk to you guys, to answer phone calls, answer questions you have. I even went through and I looked at some of the comments, because I always try to take some time after the show to look over the comments, look over things that I might have missed. And I wrote a couple things down. And, tonight I really just want to interact with everybody. So let's see here. I'm going to set this up so that I can see. Well, and I have Peter here as well. So Peter is going to be monitoring kind of the Facebook messages when I can't. And we will be taking your calls. So, yeah, I mean, the rest of the month I have a crazy lineup of people coming on, and I'm really excited about all of it. And I think it's super cool, the contacts that I've made and being able to take the entertainment side of things and the spiritual side of things and combine them. My show over at the casino, it was pretty much that. It was called A Glimpse, and the name came from the idea that there was more to me than just being a medium. I was a performer and entertainer, and, so now as I'm making these connections and talking with people, you realize that there's a lot in common, or you can combine the two in a sense. And there's a lot of celebrity people and a lot of, people with a name out there that are very interested in readings and the mediumship side of things. So I've been having so much fun. I'm super grateful for everybody who's already, been on the show, very excited for things coming up. And, but tonight it's going to be pretty even keeled. I just want to answer calls. I want to answer questions, all of those things. So,
Hey, Tess,
Hey,
Peter here. Just got everything rolling around the studio. Everyone's I think people saw the first pictures ever of Cole and Julian tonight. Julian's monitoring the audio. If you don't hear well, make sure you just mention in the comments he's watching them all and he'll fix it. And a couple of questions came in already for you, like right off the top. Are you getting a call?
I don't think so. I
okay.
am hooked up. I want to make sure. I'm going to double check just to make sure I'm hooked up here.
Yep, we've got your cardio monitor on there.
You got it? Okay, so no call just yet. I had a couple before.
Yeah, Nina Rose Galvez. Nina-Rose,
okay.
Galvez. Do you have any messages for me?
I always tell people if there's somebody, this is the difference between me being in person with somebody and me doing this over, the phone or even this way via podcast. It's not that I'm not able to connect directly with somebody, but to make it easier, since we don't have that, face-to-face connection, I always ask for a name. I do want to say, Nina, though, that I do feel a very strong father energy. So I don't know if Dad's passed for you. It's him, and he's holding hands with a woman too. So this could be like grandpa, but he's holding hands with more of a mother figure too. So I feel that you have these two people very strongly around you. What I'm going to ask you to do is, if you have a name of somebody, to make it easier for me to pick up on the energy that you'd like to connect with, if you can write that in the comments. But I do want to say immediately you have a father figure, and I keep feeling like he would have passed from, I keep getting like something in the chest, something quick. He almost makes me want to cough. So I almost feel as though that there was something in the chest that would affect his breathing, making me want to cough, something like that. So if that makes sense to you, you can let me know. And I will come back to that because I am getting a call. So just like I said, Nina, if you can put somebody's name in the comments, that would make it easier for me to connect with. I'm going to answer this. Hi, you're on A Night with a Medium.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, hi. Thank you so much for calling in. Where are you calling from?
From Jersey.
Jersey, awesome. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good.
Wonderful. Now, do you have a question for me?
Yeah, I just kind of want to know if you have a message for me.
Okay. Do you have somebody in specific you wanted to connect with?
My brother.
Your brother. Can I have his first name?
Edison.
Say it one more time. I'm sorry.
Edison.
Was your brother, was he sick, or did they catch it at a later stage? Because I feel like he said a lot of people didn't realize that this was going on with me. Does that make sense to you?
Was he a little bit?
Okay. How do you understand the sickness that would have taken over?
Well, he wasn't sick.
Okay.
But something did happen that it was tragic, and we didn't know anything about it.
Okay, because he said there was a lot going on with him, and this could be where he's trying to say, like, people didn't fully understand what was going on with me. Did his passing happen quickly? Because I almost want to say that he comes forward to say, like, I take responsibility for what happened in a sense. Oh,
wow.
And so, but I want to go back to this so that it makes sense to you. He keeps saying that I keep feeling like you especially wanted to say, I wish I could have helped him. I wish I could have been there, or I wish I could have changed something. And this is why he's coming to you and saying nobody really knew what was going on with me. Spirit will make me feel like a sickness. And he said it went through the body, or started in the head, went through the body. But what that can also mean are just things that he dealt with internally, if that makes sense. It is kind of like a sickness if you think about it. And okay. So he said, though, he wants to apologize because he said he didn't really open up to anybody, but he said, you of all people, you guys were very close. And are you the older sister?
No, I'm the only girl.
You're the only girl?
But I am the older sister. I am his older sister.
You are? Okay, perfect. Because he said you were the oldest, and he looked at you kind of like a mother, but he said I was so resistant to you trying to, like, tell me what to do, or it was almost like he respected you, loved you, appreciated you, but he kind of pushed away at you trying to help him, because in reality, he didn't want to help himself in that moment, and he wants you to realize that, because he said there was nothing you could have done to change that outcome. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Was there also something that he took, whether it be like, because I keep feeling that his sense of judgment wasn't all there. So I don't know if there was like alcohol or drugs that would have been involved, because he said my judgment wasn't 100% that day. And did this also happen at night? Because he makes me see like dark. He said it was dark out, and he said he goes, my judgment just wasn't all there. You understand that?
I can understand that, but it wasn't on nighttime. It was actually right after school, after he got home from school.
Okay. So I don't, well, he showed me nighttime, so I'm not too sure why. But what he's saying is that he takes responsibility for this, and he said, I just want you to know that I appreciate all that you did do for me, and he doesn't want you to carry with you the feeling that you could have changed anything, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, well, thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate it. I do want you to know, too, he just said, did you just celebrate something?
My wedding anniversary.
Okay, because he says can you let her know that I was celebrating?
Birthday?
Was it your birthday?
Yeah, my birthday, my wedding anniversary.
Okay, so he's saying, can you just let her know I was celebrating with her as a way to validate for you that he's okay and he's at peace?
Oh wow, thank you.
Okay.
But just so that you know, he actually committed suicide.
Okay.
And he was he was actually 16 at the time.
He was what?
And he did it right after school. He was 16 at the time.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and he did it when he got home from school.
Okay. Well, I am so sorry for your loss. I really am. And I hope that his message kind of brought you some closure and some healing going forward, knowing that he's with you, he's celebrating with you, and he's okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Those are always so hard. It's strange, I think, on my end when Spirit shows me different things. It's hard for me sometimes because things come forward as symbols, really, and they'll show me different things that line up, and I kind of feel like I have to put together a puzzle, if that makes sense to people. It's putting together a puzzle to figure out what they're trying to say to deliver that to you. Lots of fun. All right, I'm going to take this call. Hopefully I didn't hang up on them. Hi, you're on A Night with a Medium.
Hello.
Hi, who are we talking with?
Hi, I'm Ron. My name is Ron. I was just wondering if my grandfather was coming through.
Okay, Ron. What is his first name? What is your grandfather's first name?
Gordon.
Gordon?
Yeah.
Okay. So as I start to pick up on his energy, was he a smoker? Why does he give me this sense that I wanted to like cough? I keep feeling like I want to cough over and over and over. So I don't know if he was a smoker, if he had something in the lungs that would have caused him to feel that way.
That would be my grandfather, my other grandfather, James.
James. Okay. So
Jim James,
gotcha.
They called him.
Okay. So I want to just make this announcement. This is for everybody to understand this. I don't have full control over who comes over, but Spirit always gives you what you need in that moment. So the fact that he's coming through, I do want to say that he's around you very often. So let me see. And then your grandmother has passed with him as well, with Jim. I keep wanting to go to Jim for a moment because I feel like he wants you to know that they're together or he's with the family. He did talk to me about his lungs. He said you'll smell the smoke too whenever he comes around, so that's his symbol to let you know that he's around you. And then as far as Gordon goes, was there something up in the head that would have affected somebody? Like I keep feeling very confused they went directly to the head. So whatever happened would have affected the mind or the head. Who would that be?
Yes. That'd be my grandmother. She had dementia.
Okay. And that would be, is this the woman that he pulled forward with him? Your grandfather, Jim?
Yes.
Okay. So he wants you to know that he's with her, like he's wrapping his arms around her saying like she's protected, she's safe now. So I feel like there was a lot of worry about her while she was here, but know that she's okay. And then as far as Gordon, your grandpa, how do you understand something in the throat with him or his inability to speak? Did something affect like his communication? Because he keeps drawing me to like the throat, and then he showed me light switches showing me that like things shut down in his body. So I don't know if he had a long-term illness that would have caused these light switches to shut off. But then he goes to the communication. He like covered his mouth and went to the throat. So how do you understand that?
Oh, kind of. Yeah. Well, my grandfather, that more sounds like my grandpa, Jim.
Okay. Okay, so I keep trying to connect with Gordon, but Jim keeps coming through. I keep feeling as though there's a lot going on. I told you I have no control over
me and my grandpa, right? Me and my grandfather, Grandpa Jim, was really we were close towards the end.
Yeah. Okay, and this could be why because is he the one who had no communication near the end because he said he didn't get a chance to really say goodbye or to thank you for helping him because he said you really stepped up a lot to help him. Kind of in those last and final months, he said. And I don't know who's showing me. I don't know if somebody did like woodwork or building things because I keep seeing like being out.
That would be my grandpa Gordon.
Okay.
He was a woodmaker.
He was a woodmaker. Okay, because I just saw, I heard like woodmaker, and then he was showing me like building these like sheds or like, being outside an awful lot. And I keep feeling like he's showing me you as a kid being with him. So did you like help him or did he teach you how to do these things too? Because he's very proud of that.
Yes, he did. Yes, I remember many times being with him as a kid doing woodwork.
Okay. I don't know why he goes to my finger as being, I don't know if something happened to the finger, or he's now making my entire hand hurt. So I don't know what happened or his inability to use his arm. I keep going to the right side. Do you understand that?
Yes. Yes.
Was this
was an injury from work.
It was. Okay. So did he just not have any mobility anymore after a while? Because he's making my whole hand feel like I can't use it. And he said you used to step in and help him because of what I taught you. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay.
I definitely do.
Wonderful. So he wants you to know he's very proud of you, and Spirit will bring up these things as a way to just kind of not only acknowledge who they are and validate that it's really them, but to also tell you how much they appreciated kind of the time that they spent with you or the things that you did together. Is this on mom's side? Is Gordon from mom's side of the family?
No, that's from dad's side.
Okay. It's hard to tell because I have both of them here. Who would have moved? Did somebody move in with him for a while, or did somebody live with him for a little bit? Because
yes, my parents took him in. And
Okay.
he was living when I was living there. Yeah.
Okay. Because he said, I also enjoyed this time of my life as well, because he said, I got to be with you guys all the time. And I don't know if your grandmother, I keep wanting to go to Gordon here for a moment. I don't know if your grandmother passed before him.
Yes, she did.
Because he said, like, he never expected that to happen. So to be able to move in and to have you guys around him meant a lot. And he wants to thank you guys for that.
Yes.
So know that he's okay,
man,
and
wow.
I just felt him pull Grandma through as I was talking about that. He says Grandma's here with me now. Did she pass when you were very little, Grandma?
Yes, she did.
Okay, because she feels energetically like she's been gone quite some time. So he says, I just want
when I
you.
was a kid.
Gotcha. And he said that he always kept her picture. Like I keep wanting to go to when he moved in with you guys or when he lived with your parents. He says he would keep your grandmother's picture by him at all times. And it was almost like he just couldn't wait to be with her again. I couldn't wait to be with her again. So he makes me feel like even by his bedside, he would keep her there with him. And he goes, I'm finally back together. Can you let my grandson know that we're back together?
Yes, he had a picture of her on his, next to his bed.
Wonderful. So
I
know
remember that.
know that they're okay and know that they're together and they're at peace.
Wow. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I feel much better now.
Awesome. You're welcome. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right. Peter, do we have anybody message-wise that we need to...
Oh, we do.
Oh, we do.
Okay, first of all, we'll go back to Nina. She was first. And just so everyone understands, I'm going through these in order as we receive them. So I'll go back to Nina's discussion with you. You had asked if who had passed. The gentleman's name was Joseph, and it was her dad.
Gotcha. Okay, so her dad did... See, now I got to backtrack a little bit. I never remember my readings. I'm the worst. I feel like I have, like, amnesia after I'm done with my reading. So I'm like, now I got to backtrack. Okay, so... if I remember correctly, I did pick up on a father figure, correct? And then she said that it was her father. And give me the name one more time, please.
His father is Joseph.
Joseph, okay. Now, I felt immediately again, so I don't remember what I said. I told you that. But something about the heart with him, or I went up into the chest, and I keep feeling like he passed at a time that she didn't expect him to. I keep feeling, and I also see that he had kind of an ongoing issue, too. So she had asked who was around her. Her father comes around, I think, the most. He's very, very protective of her. And I think he just wants her to know that he's there with her because she sometimes feels very disconnected in the sense that he's not here physically anymore. And I always tell people this, too. It's like when we lose somebody, we all grieve differently, but I feel as though when we're really grieving and things are heavy, it's harder for us to feel spirit around us, even though they're there all the time. So I almost just feel like I need to tell Nina that her father is there with her and he's around all the time. And sometimes it's hard for her to feel it because she grieves and she misses him so much. Okay.
Shall I move? Have you got a call?
Yeah, go ahead. No, I don't have a call.
Okay, Jessica Wojcinski, she came up next asking if you had any messages for her, Tessa. And that's all it is. It's Jessica Wojcinski.
Okay.
And any messages for me?
Let me see here. I keep feeling another father figure or somebody who would have been like a father figure to her. Again, I do urge people, if you want to know from somebody specifically, just throw a first name so that I can connect with their energy. But I do feel kind of a father figure. I'm going to do the same thing that I did with Nina. If there's a name that she can give to us, I'll come back to her. I think I just accidentally hung up on somebody, so whoever that was, I apologize. Go ahead and try to call back when you can. Is there anybody else that threw out a name, Peter, or anybody?
Yeah, and maybe that's what we'll do is there's a couple that were asking if there were any messages, but Kiara Milton was next in line. She said, any messages for me from my Aunt Tracy?
Oh, okay.
Kiara Milton.
Okay. It's funny because as she asked that, I just got the most beautiful energy. Like, I just want to smile with her. She said her aunt, right? Tracy. I keep feeling like she was honestly like this ball of sunshine whenever she walked into the room. Like, I feel something about singing too. Like, I don't know why I keep feeling like the urge to sing, or if she was just that, the people that come into the room and they just start singing and they entertain everybody. And like, that's kind of the feeling I get. So when spirit passes, whoever they were here in the physical world, they carry that energy when they pass. And so when I pick up on them, I feel kind of their personality and who they were here. And when I pick up Tracy, I keep feeling like she would have had a long-term illness. And I feel like she hung on for quite some time too. I want to say that she, whether this be like a cancer of some sort or something that would have taken over, whenever spirit shows me like darkness in the body, to me, that's some sort of cancer or a progressive illness that would have affected and happen long term, if that makes sense. So that's what I feel with Tracy. And then I also want to say, though, that she makes me feel like she was a fighter and she hung on for so long. But she said she had such a close knit family that, you know, this is why she had a lot of love and support. And I keep wanting, I don't know why she keeps wanting to sing her. There's something about like singing, like she shows me like she's up and singing and clapping, like she's super happy. I actually really like her energy and I wish she would just stay here with me. I really do. So I hope Kiara, I believe her name was, I hope that makes some sense to you, and let me know in the comments if that is relevant to your aunt. Okay, so I want to just announce the call-in number here because I know I didn't verbally say it, but the call-in number is 716-226-0693. Like I said, I accidentally hung up on somebody. Whoops-a-daisy. All right. So, Peter, is there any other questions before I get another call?
Yes, and I'm going to start letting people know they should give names or identify who they might be connecting with.
Yeah.
Or, I know for some people it's like who might come through for them, but...
it's not like 100% necessary. You know what I mean? Like
right.
I could pick up, but the thing is, and like I said, because somebody's not physically here with me, to give me a name to connect with, it just helps me energetically to connect with them a little bit deeper.
Yes. No, I understood, and I've been trying to keep in touch with everyone here because they're just wonderful. A number of people, Ron, who got through to you earlier, had posted much earlier how much he loves the show.
Oh, great!
And a lot of thank yous from people, and our best wishes to Tracy Walker St. Onge. She says, "Hi Tessa, literally in the middle of a tropical storm, but I can't miss your show." So.
Oh, thank you so much, Tracy, for tuning in, and I wish you guys all the best and safety. That's terrifying.
And Jimmy Moses is tuned in, so our great friend, we love him.
I love Jimmy. I can't wait till he comes back. He's on vacation. He's on vacation with his wonderful husband, and when he comes back, I'm raiding his house. So we have some Golden Girls to watch, so he needs to hurry up and get back.
Do we have time for one more comment?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Ariel Love, her name is.
Okay.
I had a friend pass away in January 2019, but I didn't find out until 7 months later. He's been on my mind a lot lately. Just wondering, if he's okay?
Mm-hmm. So without the name, I'm just going to give you whatever I'm picking up without the name. But what I keep feeling is that there was like a distance between you two, whether that be like geographically speaking. I don't know if he moved further away. I also feel that this would have happened tragically.
His name was Carlos. She filled it in later. That's good. Thanks,
Gotcha.
Ariel.
Thank you very much. I keep feeling with him, with his energy, there's something about it happening quick, like tragic. And I also feel like there's a lot of question, though, around his passing. Like, I don't know if I really want to touch on details here live, but I keep feeling there's a lot of details that were never filled in. So I feel like she had said she didn't hear about it until later. I feel like there was something about like a lot of people not really knowing. So I don't know if that has to do with distance or if it was the questions surrounding the passing. A lot of the times when we think about somebody who's passed and we're thinking about them a lot, it's because they are around and they're usually trying to catch our attention, or could also be significant to like a birthday or anniversary that's coming up. Sometimes spirit will make themselves known because of that. So yeah, just know that he is around you, and that's probably why. But in regards to like any details, I kind of almost want to tell you to reach out to me privately so that we can talk about it, because I keep feeling like there's some things that I might not really want to say live.
I can add in that earlier you responded to Kiara Milton, who you said for her aunt, yes, and you were picking up on this, and she said, "Thank you so much." And yes, that was her. She was loved by everyone she came in contact with. Oh my gosh, she was just a beautiful soul. So yeah, I hope that I loved her. I'm like, I wish she would have just stayed. But she is okay. She is at peace, and I find it so interesting, like in my experience as a medium, to
pick up on people and just kind of know how they were here in the physical world. I talk about this a lot too, and maybe I'll throw this in while I can because I can connect it. I've gotten a lot of messages and things from people more recently having to do with their children seeing spirit. And I'll let you know how this ties into what I was just saying, because kids a lot of the times, especially me, like when I was younger, when they see spirit around them, it's immediately scary because they don't know what it is. They don't understand it. They have no idea why they're there or what to do about it. So it is scary. And, so what happens sometimes is if it feels negative, what'll happen is you're picking up, it doesn't mean that it's like a demon. It doesn't mean that it's like some really bad spirit. But if they weren't a nice person here in the physical world and they just didn't have a good personality, sometimes that's what it feels like, when they come through in spirit. So, yeah, that's something that I've been picking up on a lot lately. I think somebody just tried to call and I might have missed it. But going back to that, so kids seeing spirit, if they're scared of that, if it feels icky to them, it's normally because, it's not so much that they're in danger. 9 times out of 10, they're not. But they are picking up on somebody who just wasn't that great here in the physical world. They might have just been not a good person. So, let's see if I could take this call. Okay. Hi, you're on A Night with the Medium. Hello? Okay. I think that person tried to call in before. Yeah, that's okay.
We've got one here that Claudia Martinez is asking, and this is interesting because she asked again if we could ask your question. I want to ask if my son Santiago is with me at all times, and what does he want from me?
Okay.
Claudia,
can I put that question on hold?
We'll come right back with it.
I'll come right back to it, Claudia. 1 second. Hi, you're on A Night with a Medium.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, good. How are you? Who are we talking with?
My name is Aya.
Aya.
Good.
Do you have a question for me?
I just want to see if anyone came through to me.
Okay. Do you have a first name of somebody that you wanted to connect with?
Yeah, let's do Risk. RIVK.
Okay. So immediately as I start to kind of pick up on Rick, I also feel that there's a woman with him too. So I want to acknowledge that really quick. Who would have passed from... There's one person who would have passed quickly. Like, I keep feeling like they didn't see this coming because they just closed their eyes on me, which is my symbol for they didn't see this coming. And then the other person would have had an illness, and I keep feeling like this would have, well, he just showed me that something started down lower and moved upward. So how do you connect those two?
Well, the first one, he did die quickly, my uncle, and then the second one would probably be my grandpa, which he died from an illness.
Okay, so you said
so
your uncle...
those two connections.
Your uncle passed quickly? Because he showed me, like, I didn't see this coming, and he made me feel like whenever they cover their eyes or snap their fingers, it means it happened very quick. And I keep feeling like the heart stopped, like it was like, boom, that was it. And I don't know if this happened at home or if he was at home prior to this, because I feel like this would have, it's almost like I got the sense of either I was at home when this happened or I was I was at home and then I was leaving to go to work or something. Like I was just going about my day and then boom, this happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's who I pick up on, who's around you immediately. And then the person who would have had the long-term illness, I'm sorry, you said was?
My grandpa.
And you understand that it started in one area and moved to another area?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Okay. It's funny because he shows me as being, he literally shows me like he was like the quote unquote, like the Santa Claus of the family. So it's almost, I don't know if he played Santa, like, or did something like this. Like he would be the one to always want the children around him and put them on the lap and like read to them. And, so I also,
for sure.
Was that him? 'Cause he's saying like, I want her to know that I'm still around the kids. So do you have children as well?
No, I have siblings though.
You have siblings. Okay. Who have children?
Yeah.
Okay. Because he's kind of acknowledging.
No.
No? Okay, because he's
No,
saying
so-
I'm
yeah,
around.
we're
I'm
just-
around the
yeah.
children is what he's saying. So as long as you understand it, if he's referring to you guys, that's great. But he's saying like I'm around the children all the time. I'm around them still, and that he's he makes himself know. Do you have a sister?
I do, yeah.
I don't know if your sister's just like, has a level of intuition to her, because he says like she can see me or feel me, and he makes himself known to her a lot too. So just know that he's around, and those are the two people that I picked up on for you, and know that they're okay, they're at peace, and they're together.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. No problem. Thank
All right.
you.
Bye-bye. Okay. All right. So I want to go back to, I think Claudia had asked about if somebody was around her son, I think Santiago, if I remember correctly. My brain-
Santiago, it is.
Okay.
She's still here waiting, and
Wonderful.
everyone is. Thank you all for your patience.
Absolutely. Is he around you? Absolutely. You know, and I had said this earlier, but I'm going to say it again because this could make sense to you, that when we grieve, especially it being your son, we will shut things down around us, and that's kind of that spiritual side of things, our intuition. As a mother, we have a level of intuition no matter what. And what happens is we kind of put ourselves into a shell because we're trying to protect ourselves. And what that does is it shuts down our ability to feel them. So it doesn't mean that they're not there. It just means that we're protecting ourselves. We're blocking things. We're grieving. And so if you don't feel him around, know that he is there. What you can do too is sometimes talk to them a lot before we go to sleep, because our bodies are more at rest. During the day, our minds are going a million miles a minute. And when we lay down to rest, it's almost that moment right before you fall asleep that we start to feel and see spirit, because our bodies are so relaxed. So this could also be, because I'm saying this to you, it could also be that you have felt or seen him in that moment. Also, like right before you wake up. I don't know if people like, maybe it's just me, but I see them like sometimes right before I wake up, I feel him around me because you're so relaxed. So pay attention for him there. All right. I don't know why my phone is doing this or why the calls are doing this, but for some reason they're calling in and then it like goes away.
That's strange.
It is very strange.
Yeah, because normally we're just lit up, which is enjoyable. But
I know.
I have Jennifer Hosey, who she's a good follower of the show, as many are, and my niece Kaylin. It's her birthday this week.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure if Jennifer is looking for something regarding Kaylin or directed to Kaylin, but I'll leave that with you for a moment.
Yep. So in regards to her, I don't know if I keep feeling like I just want to like put warrior next to her name. So I don't know if she dealt with something for a while, an illness of some sort, or because I keep wanting to call her a warrior. So I don't know how you understand that. Let me know if you do. But you know, a lot of the times I always say this too, if you're feeling her around you, or you're thinking about her a lot of the times it has to do with the fact that there's a birthday or anniversary coming up. I do want to say that she's okay. I keep feeling like she wants to say like, I'm better now. I'm up and walking. So whatever would have affected her, either hindered her ability to interact with people, be around, and just be like who she really was. And like I said, I keep seeing warrior. So maybe if she can comment back and let me know why I would be picking up on that. But know that she's okay. Know she's very much around you.
We good for another?
Good for another.
Hey, Jan Falls. I think that's Niagara's sister. She's a delight. Hi, Tessa, with a couple of exclamation marks. Thank you for your guidance so far. I do think we'll need to meet regarding her home life. And she was wondering if you have any message from her dad. He's been on her mind lately, but nothing specific. His name is Willie, and his birthday would be August 15th.
Oh, how cool. I feel like it's like a theme today. Like a lot of people's birthdays or anniversaries are coming up, and there's, spirit is kind of making themselves known because of that. So let me see. I want to say that with her, something about her dad. I don't know if he lived with her too, because I almost want to repeat something that I said earlier. It's almost like the sense that she took him in, or she was with him and took care of him for a while, because he's putting his arms around her and saying, thank you for taking care of me, and thank you for doing what you did, because I feel like she kind of stopped everything to take care of him. So there's a lot of just like appreciation and love being sent your way from him for that. and his birthday's coming up. I don't know if you made him something specific every single year, because he said you and Mom would make him something in specific. Like, I don't know if it's a specific type of cake that he liked or like what this is. But he's saying, like, I don't know if you do that every year still, because he's kind of making me feel like you do something in memory of him every single year. So it's almost like keep doing that, keep making it, because I'm still around you, if that makes sense. All right. I'm going to just double check that my phone
is working.
Yeah, because it's like I have missed calls, but for some reason it's not going through.
That's how we didn't change anything in it. I know that we're working together to put a new system in for calls to make it better. Well, you can only take so many calls in an hour. We'll never be able to take more calls than we do, so to speak, but we can make them more efficient.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's all right. That's all right. As long as let's see if that works. I don't know what I just did. I changed something, but we'll see if that works now. All right. So the other thing that I had written down, I had looked over I think it was I'm pretty sure it was last week, but I had seen a comment from Lynn Alessi, who knows my family, and she had said that she sees shadow people around her house, and she tells them that she can see them, but she wanted to know why she's being shown them and then what she can do to help. And the reason that I chose this when I was looking through is because a lot of people have asked me similar things, like seeing shadow people or seeing these figures around their house. And the one thing I know about Lynn is she is intuitive. She does have an ability to read and see things. So for her specifically, I would say that these people that you're seeing are because they know you can see them. And so spirit, even for me, if I'm out in public or wherever, they know I can see them, and so they'll approach you. So I don't think, I'm going to say that you don't have enough boundaries around you. I feel like you have a lot going on, so your mind is always at work, and you're forgetting to kind of protect yourself and set boundaries for the spirits that are around you in the house or wherever you are. And so anybody who has, there's a lot of people who fall into like a healing category. They're nurses, they're doctors, they're teachers. You go into those fields because you have a level of intuition. And so you always have to remind yourself to protect yourself, because if spirit knows that you can see or feel them, they're going to come to you. They want to be known. They want to deliver a message. They want to do something. So I always tell people, make sure you're opening windows and you kind of sage your house once in a while, or burn incense if you don't have sage, and just put the intention out there to clear out whatever energy you don't want around you. And then hopefully that helps. But, like I said, they'll come as a shadow because, you're not fully tuned in sometimes. I wouldn't worry. Like, I don't feel it's a negative thing. But I think sometimes spirit will come through that way because they know you can see them. I mean, if you were kind of lingering around and found somebody that could actually see you, you'd want to go talk to them too. All right. Whoever just called, go ahead and try to call again, because I just changed that setting. So hopefully I can pick up on it. Any other questions so far?
Yes, a name I recognize locally because I'm looking forward to getting him in to see our studio. Patrick Moyer. Okay. He's just wondering if his dad's name is Don Moyer Jr., his dad passed.
Okay.
He wants to know if his dad is watching over him, if he's proud, and if I should keep an eye on my future careers. Any career guidance coming forward?
Okay, so his dad, he didn't give you a name, did he?
Yeah, Don.
Okay,
Don Moyer Jr.
Gotcha. Okay. I find it funny that there's a lot of like similarities. Like whenever I do a show or if I do a gallery reading, like you kind of find that there's a lot of similarities in whatever readings you do that night. For him, I also want to say that he took care of him a lot. And I know that the name is the same, but there's something about like a lot of similarities between the two of you, whether you look alike or because he keeps referring to you as like my mini me in more sense than just the name. And so he keeps saying, thank you for taking care of me as much as you did. And thank you. You put things on hold to really set it aside and take care of him. So he keeps saying, thank you for that. Thank you for that. I also feel that his decline happened quick too. So when I feel that, it's usually because they were dealing with something for a while, or they passed at a time when you didn't expect it. So I almost feel like he was doing really good, and then he declined fast. So if you feel as though you didn't get a chance to say goodbye, he just wants you to know that he is around you. He did ask a question about his career, right? Or moving forward with his career.
Yes.
He said you put there's too much priority on everybody else and not enough on you. So I almost feel like what you do is you'll set yourself back and, you go and you put everybody else as a priority, almost like a people pleaser or a healer. And I don't mean that in a negative way. But he said you need to put more priority on yourself. You're always helping other people. And that's also why he wanted to thank you for taking care of him as much as you did. So I hope that makes sense to you.
Makes sense to me, Tessa,
because
it does,
I
know Patrick in many ways, but those colored lights behind you, they came from Patrick when we needed them. So he helps everyone.
Oh, there you go.
That's great intuition.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, he just needs to focus. It's almost like he wants to either switch or like start a new venture of some sort, because his father just showed me like turning something over, which is always my symbol for like starting something new or branching out on his own. And I keep feeling like that was put on the back burner for a while. So if that's something you've been thinking of starting, he's pushing you to do that because he's saying it's going to be very successful. You just have to put the energy into that instead of everybody and everything else.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so good luck to you.
Okay, I feel like you and I are in dialogue tonight.
I know, that's good though. This is, because there were so many calls last time and it was just one after another. I never really got a chance to focus on the messages that I was getting like on Facebook and stuff. So I'm actually loving this.
Well, the calls allow you to pursue information, like pursuing names and connections. Whereas with these, Teresa Manzoni has written a couple of times, and her question is, what do you see next for me and my future relationships?
Oh, okay.
Teresa Manzoni.
So we were just talking about your friend is having putting too much effort into other people. I feel like there's a lot of things that she wants to do for herself, but you're also you're a relationship person, I feel like, so you kind of feel the need to focus on the relationships and the people around you, which is beautiful. But I keep feeling like you need to put more focus into yourself for a moment and kind of move, because I feel like things are going to fall into place for you. And that's, that happens for everybody, really. When you put the focus on you and you figure out who you are, what you need to do, other things just fall into place. But there's you give so much that I keep feeling like it was taken advantage of a lot with you. So I almost want to say put some boundaries up for yourself and really just start pushing forward with what it is you want to do, and then let everything just fall into place. I'm also going to just announce the call-in number one more time. The call-in number is 716-226-0693. And, okay.
Well, we've got, let me see here. I've got a couple of things. By the way, Patrick responded and said that his father passed in a car accident. So a lot of this is, when we do this, a lot of this is the affirmation that you're on the right track. People are very appreciative of it. We get great comments. And I hope I can pronounce her name correctly, Aliyah, A-L-I-E-H-A. It's a beautiful name. Aliyah Sack says, "Hi, Tessa. I've been really lost lately, and I'm torn with what direction my life should go now. What's my next step?"
Oh, okay. I keep feeling like there's a lot that's been taken from her, and so I almost feel like it's hard for her to grab onto something and really feel secure in doing that. So, I keep wanting to say, you need to trust yourself a little bit more, and I know it's hard when we go through a lot, but you're almost afraid to grasp onto anything because you're afraid of losing it. So I think what you need to do is, I keep feeling too, it's so funny how things just kind of piggyback on each other, but you also wanted to start something, whether it be a new career or being in charge of something, a new business or something like that. And I keep wanting to push you to do that. I keep feeling a strong grandmother figure with you. And I don't know if she used to be the person to come up to you or you would go to her and want to, ask her opinion. What do I do? Where do I go? So I think I keep feeling her wanting to come through. I'm very drawn to mom's side of the family when I feel her, and without a name or anything like that, I'm just going to try to give you whatever's coming through. And I keep feeling like she's saying, I'm still here. I'm still trying to guide you. And she wants to push you to pursue whatever this career path is that you're looking to do. There's also a sense of moving. I keep feeling like you either want to relocate or you want to move in general. And she's saying, like, don't be afraid to move. Don't be afraid to make those moves and do it. Not everything's going to be taken from you. The things that were taken from you were meant to be gone. So leave them and just keep moving forward. I am going to ask if Cole, can you put up the call-in number on the screen?
He's doing that right now.
Got it. Is it not letting you?
Oh, we'll fix it.
That's all right.
I've been putting it up on the chat line for
wonderful.
on Facebook as well, so it's there.
Yeah, something's up with my phone because, like I said, if I check it, so I just want to acknowledge this to people. It's not that I'm not answering your calls, but there's something about like me missing the calls, or it's not like coming through to this. So I'm not quite sure what's going on. So
I'm going to go over and help Cole, and I'll be right back. But nothing really has changed. I think I've gotten everyone to you so far.
Yeah. I'm going to jump back because I had touched on this earlier, and I wanted to talk about it because, like I said, I've been getting a ton of people asking about their children. And so I had talked earlier a little bit about how kids are seeing spirit. And when I was young, I mean, my mom's a medium, so it wasn't until later in my life that I kind of knew that I wasn't the only one to be seeing these things. But I kind of wish that when I was younger, I understood it a little bit more and knew how to help myself. And so I get a lot of questions now about people, even my son is seeing things at his age because he's right around the age that I started seeing things as well. And there's a lot of parents that want to know how to help their children because they're afraid of it or they don't know what they're seeing. I always give like a cute little idea of, they call it like monster spray. It could just be water in a bottle. But, what it's doing is allowing the child to set their intention that nothing's allowed to bother them at night. So it could be any type of, like, I call it like monster spray. I actually did it for my son one day and he loved it and it worked and he slept through the night without being woken up. So you could do something like that. But always tell them that they're in charge of their space. If something's bothering them, they're allowed to tell spirit to leave them alone. You're not allowed to come in my room at night. When I was like, I think 4, I was very sick, but my mom, I'm just writing a couple things down because I don't know who's going to call in or who's going to ask another question, but I keep picking up on somebody who wants to come through. But when I was like 4 years old, I was seeing and feeling a lot of things, and I was at a bus stop when I was about 4. I think it was in pre-K or kindergarten. And I had a wonderful Native American man. We've never seen him before, never saw him again. And he brought me a dream catcher. And he told my mother that, I know that she's seeing spirit. And this is to help her not be afraid. It'll help her, get things out of her room. So the dream catcher in my room helped me. That could also be something people look into. I'm just checking the comments again because I'm getting some notifications that more people are writing to me. Okay. Oh, Jan, you said that I did take care of my dad before he died. I was there every minute. And the pineapple upside down cake. Okay, so that's wonderful. Yeah, so I don't know if you make it every single year or, because his birthday's coming up, but that's wonderful validation. I love hearing those things. So just know that your dad is, very much appreciative of that, and he's looking forward to you making that pineapple upside down cake. I might come over for it because I haven't had that in years. Okay. So I'm going to go to this message real quick while they're working on getting the call-in number up. I'll repeat it again. The call-in number is 716-226-0693. If you guys are having trouble calling in or getting through, just write it in the comments so that I know what's going on. Lisa Perry had asked, a very close family member had a not so good news from her doctor, and she's trying to help to be there for her daughter, but I don't think she's ready to accept that and giving a time limit. So Lisa, without a name or me knowing who I'm connecting with, I keep feeling that this person is going to have much longer than what's expected because I feel like whoever this is I keep feeling like they're a fighter. They want to, they have that will to live, which is super important when it comes to people being diagnosed with something. Oh, there's the call-in number. Okay, so I don't know if this has to do with something in the lungs or the chest area with her, Lisa. I'm going to come back to you because I am getting a call, and I just want to make sure that the calls are working. Hi, you're on A Night with a Medium.
Hi, this is Erica Rocco calling.
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for calling in. Do you have a question for me?
Yeah, I was just wondering. My father passed away 3 years ago, and I was just wondering if he's hanging around us. I do feel him sometimes, but I was just wondering.
Do you have? Can I just have his first name?
Stanley.
Stanley. Okay. So I keep feeling as though, again, I'm going to repeat this because I feel like a broken record tonight, but a lot of the times every show or episode, or if it's a show that I'm doing a gallery reading somewhere, there's going to be a lot of similarities with things that are said during the night. I call that piggybacking. Mm-hmm. But I keep feeling like you took care of your father. Like I want to say that you stepped in, and he keeps putting wings around you, which is always my symbol for you being a healer or you being like his nurse. And then I feel as though, so as long as you understand that part of it is taking care of him, he keeps saying thank you. And then there was decisions that needed to be made near the end of his life. And I don't know if you guys, if there was like a difference in opinion, or if like people didn't agree with what was happening near the end. And I don't know if you had a big part in making those decisions, because he says, can you just let her know that she did all of the right things? Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely.
Okay. So he doesn't want you to feel bad or think that, because I don't know who it was that didn't agree with what was being done, or they didn't understand, because I keep feeling like they didn't understand. And I don't know if you have a medical background or why he keeps referring to you as his nurse. There's just so much love around you for doing what you did for him. But he's saying she made all the right decisions. I just want my daughter to know she made all the right decisions and he's fine. Did he have something that would have affected him not being able to get up and walk around as well?
Yeah.
Because he's like, can you let her know I'm up and dancing again? Like he wants you to know that he's up and dancing again. So I don't know if he used to like dance around the kitchen with your mom or you guys, because he's like, my legs are better. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
he danced all the time.
He did dance all the time. I love people like that. I love it. So know that he's okay now and he's dancing again. And so is there also a connection to the month of October for him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's his birthday.
It is. Okay. So, because he just showed me roses and the month of October. And he says he rides with you in the car as well. Do you also feel him, or do you keep something of his in the car with you when you ride?
Well, that's the funniest thing. He used to make my mom take him for rides in the car. That's all he wanted to do was ride in the car, ride in the car, ride in the car.
Oh, how
he
beautiful.
Used to make my mother take him. So that's what that car thing is. And wonderful. I'm sure he's in my car. So,
yeah. And I always tell people too, you know, they'll relay the message to me, but I don't know them. You do. So however you understand that message, take it for that. And, you know, he's definitely riding in cars and he's dancing and he is absolutely fine and very much around you.
Okay. Did he say anything about his mom that's with him? Is this, you know, did he?
About his mom?
Anything? Yeah.
Did he also
passed too.
Did he also have a brother as well?
Yeah.
Okay, because he says I'm with mom and my brother. And did his brother serve time in the military?
Yeah.
Okay. Did they both serve time in the military?
No.
Okay.
Just his brother.
Okay, because for whatever reason, his brother stood up and saluted, which is my symbol for being in the military. But he says that they used to work together. So I don't know what that meant, or I'm sorry, what that means. That's why I'd asked about the military. But he's like, my brother's here and mom's here, and he's got everybody with him. So know that he's okay, and he's very much with everybody.
Okay. All right. Good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much for calling in. You take care.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye. Well, it looks like the phones are working again. Hi, you're on A Night with a Medium. Hi.
Oh, my God. I'm so nervous.
Oh, don't be nervous.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Who am I talking with, and where are you calling from?
Linda from New York.
Hi, Linda. Thank you so much for calling in. Don't be nervous. Do you have a question for me?
Yeah, I was wondering, I'm hoping that my dad passed away.
Okay.
So I wanted to know if maybe there was a message or someone's coming through. Oh my God, my heart's pounding.
Sure. Can I have your dad's first name?
Yeah, George.
George. Okay. Would he have passed? I just got a jolt to the chest. Did something happen in his chest? And
We
I keep
actually
feeling
don't
like,
know.
okay. Did he
Yeah,
pass?
we found him. He was asleep in the chair.
Okay, I was just going to say, did he pass in his sleep? Because he said it was a jolt to the chest. So whether that be some sort of aneurysm, like a blood clot, like something happened and moved very quickly to where nobody would have even seen this coming.
Yeah.
But you still have his chair? Is that he said he wants to know about his chair, and also he talks about his did he used to like write things down and doodle things? Like, I don't know why he's making me right now. Like, did he leave notes everywhere? Or how do you understand leaving notes everywhere, like writing things down all the time so that he wouldn't like forget? I don't know why he's showing me that, or if this is somebody else for you that I'm picking up on. Because he's also acknowledging that there is his mother passed, correct? Because he's saying, I'm with mom.
Yeah. He is. Okay, we always think about that. We always think, yeah.
So I'm not sure if it's
we're
her.
Wondering if they're together.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's her that I'm picking up on, who used to just write notes. It was like she would leave little notes for herself all over the place. And but it's funny because he wanted you to know immediately that he was with mom. He kept saying, I'm with mom, I'm with mom. And
does he leave me anything? Like, I always find things. Like, I always tell him, send me a sign. And then I find things and I was like, no, that's not him.
I always tell people trust your intuition. Always trust your intuition. I tell people this all the time. Sometimes our own intuition is the best. You know, it's easy for us to disregard things that we find or think that it's silly. Like there's a penny on the ground. You know, it's not, that can't be from them. But whoever pops into your mind when you find something, or if you see something or smell something, always go with your first instinct and your first intuition, because it's usually always them. Okay.
That's good. Is there anything else that I'm worried about not a sibling, but a family member who's made some big life changes. So I was wondering if he's like guiding them, or is there some?
I keep feeling like they are, like a lot of things were taken from them, or they had to remove a lot, or like actually physically move and relocate, or like change their entire life. Like I literally feel like they just uprooted. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, they did.
And I feel like this needed to happen, and I feel like it was prolonged for quite some time, because I feel like there was a lot like holding them back or holding them down, and it's like they finally took the opportunity to release that and do what they knew they needed to do. So I keep wanting to say that your father and everybody on the other side for you is very protective over them, because they know that this is what was supposed to happen. So they are protected and they are being guided through this.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling in. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Okay. So I missed a couple calls.
We could hear.
I know. I'm like, I don't know what happened. It was whatever I did to the phone. I don't know. My fault. Sorry if I screwed it up. All right. So let's take this
Another call?
Another one. Hi, you're on A Night with a Medium.
Hi, my sister gave me this number to call.
Yeah, this is, so you're live right now. You're on A Night with a Medium. Do you have a question for me?
The last time somebody gave me a medium to talk to, everything basically came true. So I don't know. Like, I just want to know basically where everything's going to go as far as everything, because I want to make a big move, but I'm not sure if I should.
Okay. Can I just have it? Did I get your first name?
No, my name is Christine.
Christine, thank you so much. So you're wondering if you want to make a move, but you're not sure if you need to do that?
Yeah.
I keep wanting to tell you that, like, the very first thing that I get with you is that you're wearing yourself too thin. Like, I feel like you're in like 22 different places at once, and I keep feeling like you need to refocus and like focus on you for a minute, because I feel like you've been putting this off too, and you really need to kind of jump forward and take that move. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I always tell people trust your own intuition. If you know that you need to, if you need to make a move, do it for yourself and don't spread yourself so thin. I'm not quite sure if this is, I keep getting a mother figure on the other side with you, whether this be grandma or somebody who would have been a mother to you. I do feel very drawn to mom's side of the family, very maternal when I pick up on their energy. And I keep feeling that this person's really kind of pushing you and guiding you. And I feel like you know that. And you feel this person with you all the time, and they're the ones pushing you to make these moves and do what you know you need to do for yourself.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much for
All
calling.
right, thank you. Yes, thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Peter, is there any...
Oh, yes. And it's wonderful because people are so patient. Thank you so
I know,
much.
I appreciate it.
And it's so much fun to see just the feedback we're getting from people, and which is always nice because they're enjoying the show tremendously. So, let me read Christine.
Thank you.
All right, Christine Gryzkowiak. And I hope I am not ruining her last name.
I'm the worst with names.
I
So it's
know.
good that you're doing it and not
No,
me.
Christine Gryzkowiak had just put this on, and she's been feeling, I'm trying to paraphrase here, but she's been feeling very scattered. She's feeling a lack of spiritual energy. And she's just looking to see if you have any enlightenment. Oh, she told me I pronounced it correctly. Great.
Yay.
She's here, so she may be able to give us some feedback. So
Yeah.
let's follow this.
So she feels really worn down. You know, I feel like
Yeah.
there's a lot of people right now that are going through very similar things where we energetically just feel worn down. Like people are tired, and this pandemic especially has been affecting people in so many different ways. And I think, you know, for myself, and I'm going to just give you advice from like what I do for myself as a medium, I'm never really turned off. So I can't say that I lose my intuition, but, you know, it's definitely affected when I'm worn down. You need to prioritize doing things for yourself. I want to say too that sometimes we lose our intuition when we're too bottled up. So if you have intuition and you can read and you have a level of being an empath, I always recommend that people do some sort of physical activity because you kind of soak up like a sponge and you need to be able to wring that out in some way. So for me, I mean, I feel like I've been going crazy ever since things shut down and I couldn't go and do aerial arts or my dance studio was closed. And, you know, so now obviously it's warm out, it's nice out, get outside and do something that's going to help you release that energy. And hopefully that helps you to feel better. Rest too. If you're a mom, you're never going to rest, and I understand that part of it, but definitely do some sort of physical activity.
I'm just seeing if she put anything back in there.
All right. Hello.
You got a call?
Yeah, I do. Hi, you're on A Night with a Medium.
Hi.
Hi.
I recently made a change at work. Hi.
Who are we talking with? I'm so sorry.
Hi, this is Dave.
Dave, hi. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What was your question?
Okay.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Go ahead. What was your question?
I recently made a change at work in my career, and I was wondering if it was the right decision.
I get an immediate yes. I think it's very uncomfortable for you, though. I don't know if you're just not a person to like change and that it becomes uncomfortable. I feel like you're very routine, like you need things to be routine. So I would just say give it some time because I feel like it is. It's just uncomfortable right now.
Okay, I think that's very true, too.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you so much.
Yep, bye.
Bye-bye. All right. I got another call. Hi, you're on A Night with a Medium.
Hi, I'm calling. My name is Cindy, and I just wanted to know if there was any messages from the other side.
Hi, absolutely. Let me ask, where are you calling from tonight?
I'm actually calling from Forest, Virginia.
Oh, wonderful. Awesome. So you wanted to know if there was any messages from the other side. Do you have somebody in specific that you wanted to connect with? Is there a name that you can give to me?
Actually, yes. It's actually my dad. His name is George.
Okay.
When he passed, I wasn't there. I was actually living in Northern Virginia. And he passed, and actually that was the last. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I normally call my dad. I normally called him every day, and that day that he passed, I didn't get to speak to him. So it's just always very emotional for me. But
can I don't mean to cut you off, but can I interject something really quick, because I picked up on him, and I always ask for a name so I can connect deeper with somebody, but I immediately felt that there was a father figure around you when I said hello to you. And I want to say that your father, and I wrote a couple things down as you were talking, but your father really was like an all around, like I feel like he played every role. He was just somebody, like he wanted to be the person to make breakfast. He wanted to be the person to go to work and take care of you guys.
Gosh.
He literally made me feel like a mom dad. Like he would be everything.
And that's what he was.
And I want to say, when you felt upset, and I'm so sorry that you are left with the feeling that you weren't able to say goodbye, because he said that he never wanted you. And I feel like, I don't know if you were on your way or you were thinking of going to see him and then you kind of had to postpone it because of work or something work related, because he goes, I wanted you to take care of you and what you needed to do. I didn't even want you to see me the way that I was. And I feel as though that there was like a very fast decline near the end. So did he have a progressive illness?
He had heart disease.
Okay. So because it made me feel like this would have went on for quite some time, but then ultimately something happened to where nobody really had time to come and see him. Like this happened fairly quickly. And he said, I didn't want anybody to see me this way. There's also something about, did you put together like a scrapbook or something for him?
My family did. I know my sister did.
Okay.
And actually, I have a little bit of my own. I wouldn't call it a scrapbook, but I do have things where I have just, I would say one of those like plastic bags where I have, Ziploc bags where I have pictures of him. I have all of it. His cards that he sent me, like with his handwriting.
Okay.
I have that stuff set aside.
Because he shows me that you do, like, very often you take it out and you just look through it and you talk to him and you...
I do.
Because he's like, I would just want her to know, like, he shows you sitting on your bed and just going through everything. And he's like, I sit right next to her. And he just wants you to know he's right there with you. He also says he refers to you as like my best friend, or like, I don't know what the nickname you guys had for each other was, but he makes me feel as though like you had a level of being like a best, because I said in the beginning, it's like he played every role. He was like a best friend. He was more, he could be a mom, he could be a dad, he could be like a protector. He was everything. And he goes, I'm still talking to her and I'm still trying to guide her through life because you feel like you lost your best friend. So he's like, I just want her to know that as she's sitting on her bed and you're looking through these things of his, did you have like, why did he show me, did he have like a collection of different hats and shoes, or like, did he match his hats to his shoes, or like, what was with the outfits that he would wear?
He was an Empire. He had a lot of Empire shirts that he used to wear. He also used to like to wear these, it's I don't know the name, but kind of these fancy white shirts. And he used to occasionally wear hats.
Okay. Because he's saying, I don't know what you have of his that you put on. Because he's like, I just want her to know that
his shirt.
Okay.
I have his shirt. Yes, I have his shirt. I do.
Wonderful. So he just wants you to know, like, all these little things that you're doing to keep him alive. He's saying, thank you for doing that, and know that I'm right there with you.
Oh, my gosh. You made my day. And that's exactly, I mean, I was just looking through, because I'm moving, and I got his stuff that I have in the bag, and I was just going through all his stuff, and I actually called one of my nieces, and I said, oh my gosh, I have all of this, look what I'm looking through. I was looking through all his letters that he sent me and his pictures, and oh my goodness, I was just doing that right before I called you.
Yeah, you did. You were doing that right before you called me. Oh, that's
right
wonderful.
Before I called you, I was doing this. Oh my goodness.
How funny. That is wonderful. See, and it's just, it's validation that he's there with you. I'm so glad that you called.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. You've helped me through this. I've always had that on my mind. It's just something that I never let go, because I always called him, and that day that I didn't get to call him, it just breaks my heart to this day that I didn't get to hear his voice.
Yeah. And Spirit, whenever they come through, especially as strongly as your dad did, they want you to let go of those things. They want you to realize that there was nothing that, could have been done different. Things happen always the way that they're supposed to, no matter how hard they are. And he just wants to thank you for keeping him alive, that he's always around you. So I hope that brings you some closure, some healing, and some guidance.
It does. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for calling in. You have a good night.
You too, ma'am.
Okay, bye-bye. Oh, that's beautiful. I love when Spirit does, because really the point of a reading, should be for validation and closure and healing and all the good stuff. So I'm always happy when I'm going to take, I think, one more call, and I'm going to answer this one right now. Hi, you're on A Night with a Medium.
Hi, it's Yaira.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Wonderful. Where are you calling from?
New York.
New York. Awesome. Do you have a question for me?
Yeah, I just wanted to see if there was anybody on the other side for me.
Okay. Do you have a name of somebody that you wanted to connect with?
Yes, my uncle. His name is Samuel. Sammy.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just writing a couple things down. Immediately, when he comes forward and when I start to pick up on his energy, he comes forward as such a very strong energy. He's also referring to either something he used to wear around his neck, like a chain of some sort. I don't know who's got this, or because he says, I was never found without this around my neck. Do you understand that?
Kind of. It's been a long time.
Okay. So I'm not quite sure who has this of his, but it was very important to him is what he's saying. Because as he comes forward, Spirit will show me different things to kind of validate who they are. I do feel he passed very quickly. I keep feeling when Spirit when they cover their eyes or snaps their fingers to me, that means that they passed quick, or at a time when people did not expect him to pass. So,
yeah.
Did he live further away, or why does he feel like somebody lived further away from him who didn't get a chance to say goodbye? How do you understand the distance between him or somebody else?
He was incarcerated, so he passed away while he was incarcerated.
Okay, so that would make sense because he said he felt like he didn't get a chance to say goodbye and that he was further away, and then vice versa. People feel like they weren't able to say goodbye to him. So, I do want you to know that he apologized. I keep feeling like he wants to speak with. Has his mother passed, or I'm not quite sure why is his mother gone?
No, she's here, but maybe he wants to apologize, for the things that happened in life while he was here.
Okay, because I do feel a lot of distance between Mom and him, and that's why I had asked. And he's saying he wanted to talk to Mom, and that you're right, he is sorry, but that he said she did everything right. She beats herself up a lot, and he keeps saying, can you just let her know she did everything right? And he says for as much as I put her through, she would always send him things and send him letters and keep in contact with him. And no matter what, she was always his biggest supporter and gave him so much love that he felt like he didn't even deserve. So he wants to thank her for that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. All right.
You ready to take at least one more?
Yes.
Yes, and we've had we've had a lot of people who've been very patient. I'm sorry if we don't get to everything, but Lisa Quinlan Zacharias, she says, hey, Peter, and this is aimed at you, of course.
Yep.
Is there anything for me from Gary or Betty? That's Lisa Quinlan Zacharias.
Okay.
And she's looking for messages or energies from Gary or Betty.
Okay. Gary or Betty. I want to talk about, I keep feeling somebody there's somebody who would have passed I almost want to say tragically, and then there's another person who had something in the lungs because they're making it very difficult for me to breathe. I almost want to connect Betty to the lung area or whatever would have affected her breathing. I keep feeling very motherly when I think of Betty too. So I like she would have taken care of things and really kind of played a very strong motherly role to her. So I want to say that she's very close to her. I don't know if it's even the other name that she had said in regards to somebody who would have passed tragically. But they're also around her as well. So I do want to say that Betty's around her immediately, and she keeps talking about like her being like, I keep feeling like she smells her a lot too. And I know we've talked about this on other shows. There's a flower or some sort of like floral scent that she'll bring and put around her, Lisa, I believe you said her name was, to let her know that she's around her. So pay attention for that.
It's fun when we do the comment reading. When you're done, it's almost like we're waiting for someone to answer.
Yeah,
you notice that?
I know.
Like,
yeah,
it's like we're waiting for them, and we do.
I'm so used to it. Yeah, I know. Yeah. No, I feel bad because I don't know what I did with my phone. I'm getting a ton of calls now, but.
Well, we can go another few minutes if you want. That's good.
Maybe I'll take one more just because I feel like I kind of put those all on hold with whatever happened to the phone. So whoever just called in, go ahead and call back. Lots of out-of-state calls. I've noticed, especially as the weeks have gone on, we get a ton of people from out of state, which is wonderful.
Well, the more that people share the show, the more that they share it on Facebook. And by all means, go and visit YouTube and subscribe. Oh, that helps Tessa.
Well, I want to announce it here, too, while I can. I'm not going to do it this week because I put the post up fairly late, so I didn't give people a chance to do so. But if you can go onto my YouTube channel, which is Tessa Del Zappo Psychic Medium. No, it's not Psychic Medium. That's my Facebook page. My YouTube channel is just Tessa Del Zappo. If you subscribe to it and if you can share, I am going to pick a name randomly next week to win another free reading with me. It's going to be a 15-minute phone reading. But yeah, subscribe to my channel and share it, and then you'll be eligible for a free reading.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
We'll wait for that phone to ring.
We will. And
always feel like we're on a telethon. How much money do we raise,
That's another Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. There's a whole episode there.
Oh, you're kidding. That's a great show.
All right, here's the last call I'm going to take. Ready? Hi, you're on A Night with a Medium.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Danielle.
Hi, Danielle.
Calling from North Carolina.
North Carolina. Wonderful. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Do you have a question for me?
Yeah, I want to know if my dad has any messages for me.
Sure. Can I have his first name?
Joe.
One more time. I'm sorry.
Joseph.
Joseph. Okay. Are you the youngest? Because he keeps referring to you as like my baby.
I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest because he keeps referring to you as my baby. Yep. So I don't know if you just had a very special connection with him, and I hate to call out favorites here, but he's saying like she was my baby. I also want to say too that let me just write a couple things down. What was with his speech? Was his ability to talk, or was his communication affected near the end of his life? Why did he cover his mouth? How do you understand like not being able to communicate or something along those lines?
He could talk, but me and my sisters would run when he would tell a story because he would go on and on and on about it.
So it was you who would run from
the stories.
Gotcha. So I almost want to say that he's referring to this, but I'm literally laughing because he's got a smile on his face as well. Did he, whatever was going on with him, did he stay home for the most part? Like, was he taken care of at home?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he makes me feel like
he loved being at the house.
Yeah, like he was saying, like he just wanted to be home. He wanted to be home, and I feel like his wishes were really thought about and taken into consideration in regards to when he passed. There's also something about you speaking for him or doing something for like a funeral or writing something for him. So do you understand where he's going with this? Because he keeps saying thank you for writing for me, or speaking, or something about like whether it be a eulogy or something along those lines.
Yeah, just a lot of standing up for him after he passed away.
Okay, gotcha.
That I would get.
Okay, because he keeps saying thank you for that. Thank you for that, and I hear you, is basically what he's saying. There's also something about, do you have like his watch or some article of like a jewelry piece of his? Like I keep feeling he would, because I don't feel like he wore much, but there's like a piece in specific that he always had on, whether it be like a watch or something like that. And I keep feeling like you guys kept this of his.
I don't. I have like this little novelty item of a show that we watch together every week.
Okay.
I have that.
Who's got his like a watch or something of his? Who's got that? Is it mom or is who has this piece?
Probably my mom.
Okay. Because I feel like she's been thinking of him an awful lot too, which is why he's bringing it up and making the connection. So I don't know if there's like a birthday or anniversary coming up for him. He also brings me to like November. I keep feeling like the month of November keeps coming up. So I don't know how that's significant to either you or him. But he keeps talking about like coming to your mom an awful lot too. And he also goes back to like an M month, whether it be like May, March, something along those lines. Is there a connection to that month as well?
Yep. Actually, his birthday's in a few days, and he passed away in the month of May.
Okay.
Back in 2013.
Gotcha. Okay. So know that he's very much around you. He is at peace. And there's something about sitting out on the porch. Like, do you guys sit out on the porch together and talk about him? Because he keeps saying, can you let them know that I'm out on the porch with them?
Yeah.
You understand that?
On the porch.
Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So, know that he's around you and he's with you during all of these things.
Has he said anything? I'm getting married next month. Was he saying anything about that?
It's weird because he just showed me, are you leaving like a seat open for him or like a space for him or like, what are you doing? It's almost like you're putting like a sign up or like something that's in memory of him because he can't physically be there with you because he's saying, I love that you're doing this for me. And he showed me like a candle as well. So do you just have like a space set aside for him?
No, I'm just getting married at a venue. Wasn't really planning much at the venue.
Okay. I don't know why he's bringing this up. So, I'm always pretty confident in what Spirit's showing me. So I don't know if he's referring to something that's like at the house, like something like a sign with a candle or like his picture and a candle. But if it's at the house and it's not going to be at the venue, I almost want to tell you to take it with you is what he's saying, or bring it with you so he can be there with you. So do you actually keep his picture by like a candle in the house?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's almost like he wants you to take that then and bring it with you so he could be there with you.
Okay.
Okay. But congratulations to you. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Tessa, before we break, before we end the show, you have a message here from Natalie Mistretta, and it ties into something earlier this evening. This is what she says. It's her daughter that she's speaking about. She asked earlier, I was trying to find it. Her daughter's been seeing spirits since she was 2, and she is now 9. But recently, when she goes to bed, she tells me she sees bad things. And even when she looks into the light, they won't go away. Mm-hmm. How can I help her make these go away? I'm not sure what any of this means.
Natalie, you can reach out to me as well if you have further questions about that, because, I have kids myself and I went through that when I was younger. I want to just repeat what I said earlier, because some things that a child sees or they say bad, it just feels uncomfortable to them. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're in danger. It doesn't mean that there is actually anything bad around them. But to them, in their world, it's different. It's strange. They don't know what it is. And that's scary, I think, to anybody. So I wouldn't be worried. I wouldn't be alarmed and think that they're in danger, or that, because a lot of the times, most of the time, that's not the case. To help her, though, I always say that kids need to understand that they do have boundaries and they need to be able to take control of their space. So, I said earlier, like, there's something like a monster spray, like put water in a bottle and let them spray it and tell the monsters, or whatever you want to call them, because my kids referred to it as monsters, but to tell them to stay away. Like, you're not allowed to come into my room at night. You're not allowed near me when I sleep, and create boundaries for them. So that could definitely help them. Like I always said, like the dream catchers helped me when I was a kid. We were approached by a Native American man who gave my mom a dream catcher, and it, helped me when I was a kid to get rid of anything that I didn't like. So that can help too. But if you have any further questions, because I know that there's a lot that goes into it and it could be very stressful as a mom to have your child going through that, you are more than welcome to reach out to me.
Thank you, Tessa, very much. I just want to conclude here before you wrap up for the night. Lisa Quinlan Zacharias, I'm not going to read it. And just for all of you whose comments are read on the air, they're passed over to Tessa. Tessa goes through these. She, in fact, even before tonight's show, she will come in and go through them again to make sure there's something she hasn't missed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so when you read Lisa's response, many of these comments they make are affirmations of what you saw, felt, or received. So, and you got a beautiful thank you from Natalie. So,
wonderful.
And so I just want to thank everyone for being communicative this way, because it really does affirm that we aren't we're not selling anything here. We're not dealing with something that is so many people say, is it real or not? And we've had people come up to us. But no, there's a genuine energy and spirit here that no one can refute. And you see the evidence passing through the chat messages.
Yeah, and I even announced this, I think, at my show at the casino. It's like I'm not here to prove what I do as a medium, but I provide a platform like this and like my show, and hopefully I have something coming up in the fall where I can actually do like an audience thing at a building out in Buffalo. Again, I do these things and I provide these platforms so that people can witness it firsthand. Because I think, unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that, what's the word that I'm looking for? They claim to do what I do,
right.
And they don't, and they use it to make money. And it's very unfortunate that people do that and they are fraudulent with it. But, I like to just put the platform out there and allow people to watch and see for themselves, because really seeing is believing. I think Vinny Pistori said that on my show.
Yes.
Right? It was like seeing is believing. So, I love validation. I don't ever fish. I don't want a lot of information from you.
You don't want praise. You want affirmation.
I just want to know that it makes sense to you. And then also for viewers to see that as well.
Well, that's wonderful because it's just seeing the comments. I'm honored to be part of this and hiding in the background. I got to cuddle up with Marilyn here. You're
jealous.
Wonderful. I know, the first person to use it other than you. I feel special. Yeah,
I think
she handled me fine.
Her anniversary of her passing was yesterday, Marilyn Monroe. That's my girl. That's my girl. So I love that my opening had her in it. So that was just, I love her.
Well, I'm going to do two pitches here really quick. One is for a young man who, when we think of psychic medium, some people think it's wizardry and witchcraft. But the domain of that is actually from the Harry Potter series and so many other things that lead to that. And a young man named Dustin Hardy, part of our crew here, hosts a Harry Potter call-in show on Sunday afternoons at 4 o'clock. It's on Facebook and on YouTube. And then later that day, your own sister and Courtney Carey come on as the strong women strong of Western New York. And it's like watching two teenage girls have a sleepover. I mean, it is so funny.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Yes. Although they are corrupting the young staff here by getting them involved in getting them involved in prank calls and stuff, and the kids are delighted.
Oh, I bet.
But anyway, those two shows are on Sunday at 4 p.m. and then the Women's Strong at 7. Thanks, Tessa. What an honor to be part of tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody here that helps me out every single week. Next week I'm going to have another special guest in the beginning of the show. And so you'll see, I'm going to put the advertisements up for him. He's very exciting. He's actually friends with Vinny Pistori from The Sopranos. And so pay attention for those advertisements, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then share it. And this way you can be entered to win a free reading, which I will announce next week as well. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all next week.